Welcome lads and lasses to the Burdendaner channel. Today we're taking a look at the new 10th edition Warhammer 40k Leviathan box here. Really happy to have you if you're just tuning in. Most of you will know that I've been doing mostly Nerf gun videos a year ago. I've decided to rebrand this channel as a miniature wargaming channel, as it is a hobby that I am heavily invested into and I love with all of my heart. And I do want to share that with the rest of you lovely folks out on the internet if I can, because it is just amazing and a lot of fun, and I really am looking forward to doing some D&D stuff, maybe 40k battle reports, reviews, painting, and all that good wonderful fun stuff here. But I figured, you know what, a great place to start is with a new edition of 40k. My humble beginnings are with 40k here, so I gotta give it some love as a first start for a video. Yeah, here we go with the review on the Leviathan box. Alright, as all good overview should start, just a quick overlook at the packaging here. We got a nice solid box. I know the first thing when I was first got my hands on this was it's just absolutely perfect. I mean, it's one of those boxes where you definitely feel the quality of it. It's a box that's meant to hold a lot and meant to be reused. Definitely great quality. I don't know if anybody's into collecting boxes, but I know that I like to keep my my collection of good boxes, and this one I'm definitely want to keep for the great storage potential. Right in the front, going right in the front here, just a nice little, oh, you know exactly what you're getting. This is the Leviathan box, 40k, you know, grim darkness in the far future, there's only war right on the bottom, just as all good 40k stuff should start with. Top is the same thing. One side you have the alien, which is the side I'm kind of rotating it on, and then the other side is going to definitely have your Terminator. Back you get a nice overview of every single one of the minis you get included with this packaging, all of your Space Marines, all of your Tyranids, all the war, the battle, the story that is included with this box set here. I do love everything. Now if I'm just being a little picky maybe, but if you watch the trailer, you'll notice that the world that they're fighting in is a much more desolate, like almost jungle. I think it would have been really sick if they stuck with the jungle theme. Maybe that's just me, maybe I'm being a little overly picky, but I still absolutely love it. You get a little information snippet of what's going on here and what you'll get inside of this box. Advertisements in the bottom corner here. Then you've got the additional stuff, including your army, and then what's included in terms of your miniatures. Yeah, just a little brief overview of that box there. Let's get right into it. Now, something I did forget to mention when I was doing the overview of the packaging is the beautiful variants of Space Marines, or I should say chapters, on the side of the box. The most notable ones probably immediately being your Imperial Fists, as well as your Salamanders and Space Wolves being there. You definitely do get some other variants. I'm surprised to see some successor chapters showing up, such as the one here, as well as I do believe this one and this Space Marine chapter there. Yeah, just absolutely beautiful. And I mean, going on the back of the box here, you also do have your the different NID models there. And then well, if I go over to the back of the box, you do have your Space Marine models here on the back, just a quick overview. And finally, your different NID variants as well. Or I guess not variants, but different paint schemes. I guess each belonging to a different hive fleet there, which is very cool indeed. I really like how that just gives you a different options, whereas it's traditionally Space Marines being Ultramarines, and NIDs just being your standard gray and purple ones, or your almost like dead flesh tone and purple. You get a nice, more options. Definitely a great place to introduce the different chapters and different NIDs into the tabletop hobby. Very well done. Now diving right on into the box here, we do see that beautiful cover art again. I guess you could use that as your poster, I should say, to commemorate the collection there. Nice, beautiful little poster of the two armies to go on the wall. Very nice little, or at least I think it's a poster, or that's how I'm going to use it, as a poster. You can use it for whatever you want. Placemat, background thing, whatever you wish, but still, nice little thingamajig. Going right into the box, you get your first glimpse at your miniatures here. You got your beautiful new NID options. I apologize for butchering this. What NID names are going to escape me, so for all of you players who are NID players, you're going to have to apologize for this. Space Marine fan here is going to struggle. Yeah, some beautiful models there. First glance, definitely you can notice that they are using the push fit option, which isn't necessarily bad for beginners. It's actually pretty good for beginners. Makes things easy well, I should say easier to assemble or initiate your build of the model. For any experienced hobbyists, we all know exactly what we're doing, which is going to be cutting off all those little bits as soon as we get them out the plastic. So good for beginners, sucks for experienced modelers who just are going to remove that right away. Looking at the Dreadnought there, the new pattern of Dreadnought model right there. Very, very cool indeed. And then again, new weapons that get included with it. Put that there. Psyker and Terminator armor, like the axe, like the Gothic runes that are all included in that. The other sprue, including just your first glance of Terminators, which I'm very excited, and I'm sure a lot of veteran hobbyists are very excited for these veteran Terminators, or not veteran Terminators, my apologies, but the new Terminator models that are going to be included. Again, push fit, like it, hate it, entirely up to you. I think it's not horrible, but not a big fan of that option. Definitely want to be cutting off all those bits. Again, more Terminators. The new big boy of the NIDs. Definitely a very cool model. Face gives me some Halo vibes with the Elite almost looking thing. Some very big scary weapons though. Some Waffenflammers, I mean Infernus Marines, but I'm going to call them Waffenflammers because, well, the German way of saying it is quite, well, at least putting a German ring on it is actually quite fun. Especially when it comes to the Waffenflammer. Or flamethrowers, I guess, I don't know. Either love it or you'll find me anyway. Some Termagants, or at least I think these are. I hope I'm getting that right. Off to the side with you. Again, push to fit. Love it. Hate it. Up to you. If you hate it, yeah, I'm with you. If you love it, you know, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? It is easier. It does get rid of the whole gluing process. But then again, you do get those gaps inside of your armor, which can be a pain in the ass and can also ruin the model if you don't do it right. More of those flamethrower models. Again, I don't know what that, what is that all about? I don't know. Very neato burrito. There. And then we're going right into the final sprue here. Here's your veteran Space Marines. I think these are like your, these are supposed to be a replacement for your, well, I guess your Tyranid War veterans, if you're familiar with the older models. But I actually did put a pre-order in for the veteran, or not a pre-order, a order in for the well, the Tyranid War veterans. So I may just wait for those to arrive and kit bash those with those guys, because I think that'd look extremely sick. Stay tuned for that video. Probably going to become a video. Terminator Captain coming in here. Very sweet, very sick. Not a big fan of human heads on Space Marines. Definitely going to have to fix that. Thank heaven I've got a whole bunch of goodies in order to do that. There in the corner. And then you've got... Oh, well, I'm sorry, Ned players. I should probably mention your flying bat beast there. And then your other stabby, spiky Ned goodness. Gotta love it. The hive mind has evolved. It has evolved. Some other little guys. These little dudes are cute. They're probably going to fuck you up, but they are cute. And then you've got your other spiky, spiny guys. Say cute. Those aren't cute. Let's be honest, Nids are like that model where only a mother can love them. Again, this is probably this would make a nice background. I might keep that. Keep that as a background for something. I don't know. I feel like that'd be a good setup for future videos. Those are all the models. Now into the bottom of the box comes the core book. Slipping that off. Just a brief overview of all the goodies that come inside this bad boy. You've got some really beautiful artwork in there. Lore about the history of the Imperium, Dark Imperium, Angels of Death, the Space Marines, Warriors of Faith. That's pretty cool. Definitely a lot of lore on the Imperium and the history of the Imperium here. Some really great lore. Some of that beautiful old school 40K art right there. Wow. I feel like I'm doing a great injustice of not knowing the name of whoever did this artwork. Because that is absolutely amazing. More overview of the models. Black Templars. Now you're getting into your chapters. Again, very nice that they're mentioning more of the other chapters that are involved in the world of 40K. And some other good stuff. I'm sure they get to the NIDs. Yeah, there's NIDs in here. There's totally lore on the NIDs and all that good stuff. Different armies, NIDs are in here. Yeah. Just fanning through it there. But yeah, core book. Pretty sick. Pretty cool. And then, right underneath, got your rule manual, or not rule manual. That's the core book. Instruction manual. Or I guess to anybody who's pro, your guidelines that most of us don't follow. But if you're new, it's perfect. Some promotional stuff in your pad, which these are highly coveted because you get us so many chapter icons on there. And then, last but not least, revealing your dozens and dozens of bases. Card deck, which, I don't know, maybe we can crack into this, actually. See what's up. But I do believe hobby knife. Always necessary to open these. I feel like I'm not doing this right. I feel like I should have used a bigger knife, because bigger is always better, right? Right? Bigger's always better, right? Not jokes for the boys. And again, a beautiful box with this one. But yeah, you got, looks like some icons, maybe your objective markers, or whatever you want to use those for. I'm not going to try and destroy my entire box, but some pretty cool stuff in there, as well as, I guess, yeah, deployment and all that fun stuff. Yeah, really helpful card back, stratagems and all that good stuff, and tons of bases. And yeah, that concludes the contents of the box. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on the big boy box of the new edition of Warhammer 40k? I think it is fantastic, but I also think it has some drawbacks. I'll start with the negatives first, because, well, I think it's good to go over those first. Bad news before the good news. I think it is lacking in terrain features, which may be a good thing. Like, you don't necessarily need included terrain features inside of a box, but I think for anybody who's trying to get into the new edition of Warhammer 40k or wants to jump right into a game, this isn't going to be the box for you. Just because you don't get the dice, you don't get the ruler, and you don't really get like stat cards in here. So you already have to get your you have to get your codex, or you have to get some other forms and means of getting your hands on the actual stats for the characters for the new edition. This time they're doing absolute god work with that, in terms of making the initial first set of codexes all free to download. So go to the Warhammer community. I will see about linking that down below to get all of your codexes, or whatever army codexes you are interested in, downloaded for free there, which is absolutely amazing. But you also won't get any base mats to actually play the game on, like no other mats, or you won't get any terrain features, which again could be good. You save a little bit of money on that, or it could be bad. So again, if you're looking to get you and a friend an army and get right into a game, maybe this one, just also because of its price point, isn't the best place to start. I would recommend maybe either the very small box, or the ultimate box, or whatever they called it. In the 9th edition, they called it Command Edition. I'm not too sure what the big box of this edition is, but either the small little one, just give you a little sample, something you can build and paint in a day, have a little like paper cutout of, and then have some dice and rulers and just get right to it. I mean, that's really, like, me and my buddy, we started in 8th edition, and that's how I was collecting a little bit before then, but we really just started playing with 8th edition, and that little tiny box is what got us so deep into the hobby. For anybody who is looking for their first, really solid just army builder, not really looking for the extras like the terrain field, the dice, the ruler. For anybody who has all of that stuff already good to go, and that could even be household products, even terrain, you don't really need any fancy terrain, and if you're willing to get over that, which is totally fine, or even just buy it separately, which it is going to be available, then yeah, absolutely, this is fantastic. I mean, you do got your lots of models, you've got all of the new models in the catalog that just came out for both NIDS and Space Marines, which is amazing. You're not missing out on anything. I mean, of course, newer releases are going to be coming in the future, more likely than not, but for the initial release, you've got everything right in this box here, which is perfect in my opinion. The other downside I would say is the push fit. Again, that's something that is very preferable. I mean, if you're new to the hobby and you aren't really feeling comfortable with glues, then I guess it could be good because you don't necessarily need glue. Still recommend it. I'd either recommend Tamiya. I mean, I'm using the AK paint, like glues, and these are working fantastic. But, you know, just kind of something to note. I mean, for anybody who's experienced, well, me included, I'm going to be cutting off all those little, like, push-fit tabs, as I know they're just going to be a hindrance more than they are going to be a blessing. They can cause gaps and, you know, bad seamage, and it's just not, you know, it just doesn't create the best results, so to speak. And with every one of these models being push-fit, that's really the big kick in the pants, I guess. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, really. But yeah, the models will definitely be very user-friendly in terms of, well, for new players, so there's a good side to that. I also really like how in this edition, and I know a lot of probably veteran players who have been around for the whole ultramarine cheese and all of that are going to be very, very happy that this box doesn't just advertise ultramarines. I mean, I even kind of like the cover art to a certain extent. Yes, the guy is obviously blue. Obviously, it's kind of, well, obvious that it's an ultramarine. But on the side of the boxes, you do get your variants. So it's not just advertising towards your ultramarines like it normally does. I'm going to say this right now. I do and am a big fan of the Ultramarines. That is my preferred Space Marine Legion. This whole thing about, like, Ultra Smurfs being a thing, I didn't really know about when I started. I didn't know that they were super hated because of some horrible writer. That is now gone, but, you know, I have been reading the newer novels, and I'm absolutely in love with the Ultramarines. Gilliman is a tank and all that good stuff, but it does show off those other legions, which I know a lot of people are going to be very, very happy about. Same with the NIDs, for that matter. NIDs, you get your different type of paint schemes just right there on the box, which makes it very, very welcoming to other new players. Again, this box has the ability to be very user-friendly for new players, as well as the technicality that some veterans or more experienced hobbyists might be searching for, which I think is fantastic. The range is amazing. Again, flipping to the back of the box here. It is a beefy box, by the way. Again, flipping to the back of the box, you do get to see every single model you are going to be after here. You know, anything that you're like, I wonder what I get. Well, it's all here. This isn't lying to you. It is showing off all the models, which is, again, in my opinion, a big bonus. Nice solid box too. I think that this, it really depends. Again, this box is a situation variable item. Either it's fantastic or it's just where I would recommend not starting with. It really depends on where you are at in this hobby, what type of money you're willing to put down, and that sort of a thing. For me, it was a no-brainer because I'm splitting the army with a friend. Again, if you're splitting an army with a friend who already has said army, it makes it really easy because then you can split the price. This is a $300 Canadian box. That is Canadian dollars. $300 Canadian box. Split in half, that came to $150. So I get, for $150, I get all of that, which is pretty damn good in terms of like what you're getting for value. Yeah, again, very, very much where you're at. For me, 10 out of 10. I think that this is amazing. I think this is fantastic. I think that this is a very good deal, and I think that this is a almost a must grab. So then maybe a 9 out of 10. But again, just make a judgment call based off of where you're at in the hobby. But yeah, no. Thank you so very much for watching as I flip this back over. I do hope you enjoyed the video. It has been absolute wonders making it, and I do hope you enjoy the content. If you do want any information on this box, it can all be found at the Games Workshop website. Again, I will be leaving a link to the Warhammer community page as well as the Games Workshop homepage in the description below. Maybe if I can figure that out, that is, but hopefully that will be down there. And yeah, this is the Birdinator signing off.